Tucked away in the Aravalli hills of Rajasthan sits Bhangarh Fort, a 16th century ruin with a specific legal mandate attached to it. The Archaeological Survey of India has placed a strict warning board at the main gate prohibiting anyone from entering the premises after sunset. Modern accounts of the site describe terrifying phenomena: tourists involved in fatal car crashes after leaving the grounds, the sounds of women screaming in the dead of night, and the suffocating sensation of being hunted by invisible entities through the dark corridors. These events raise a central question. Are we looking at evidence of a genuine paranormal hot zone or a massive collective psychological illusion? Regardless of the existence of spirits, the terror felt at Bhangarh is a real physical force. It is powerful enough to alter government policy and lock the gates to the public every single night. The foundation for this fear is a 16th century folktale involving Princess Ratnavati and a practitioner of black magic named Singhia. Folklore says Singhia tried to use a cursed love potion to possess the princess, only for his plan to backfire when she smashed the bottle against a boulder that eventually crushed him. According to the story, Singhia used his final moments to curse the city to immediate ruin, declaring that its residents would never be reincarnated and would instead haunt the stone walls forever. Today, tourists look out over the remains of an entire sprawling medieval city. There are over 9,000 surviving stone houses, temples, and merchant shops, and every single one of them is missing its roof. Unusual physical anomalies, like an entire city of roofless buildings, provide a blank canvas for human imagination. We often use supernatural myths to retroactively explain landscapes that feel deeply unnatural. The historical foundation of this haunting disappears under scrutiny. There are zero historical records confirming that Princess Ratnavati or the sorcerer Singhia ever actually existed. The actual cause of the haunting likely traces back to a lab experiment from the 1980s. Engineer Vic Tandy was working late when he was overcome by dread, cold sweats, and the sight of a gray, shadowy figure. He eventually realized a newly installed fan was emitting a silent, low-frequency vibration. This is infrasound, sound waves that fall below the 20 Hz threshold of human hearing. While you can't hear these waves, your body physically absorbs them. They cause your internal organs and eyeballs to vibrate, which induces severe anxiety and the optical illusion of moving shadows. Bhangarh sits in a seismic zone within the Aravalli Hills, where minor earth movements are common. Wind howling through a labyrinth of 9,000 roofless buildings acts as a massive infrasound generator, amplifying these silent vibrations as they bounce off walls. The feeling of a ghostly presence in these ruins is a measurable physiological reaction. Environmental physics is effectively hacking the human nervous system. The brain then tries to make sense of this physical discomfort through pareidolia. This is an evolutionary survival trait that forces us to identify human faces and figures in random shapes or shadows. Suggestibility plays a significant role here as well. Tourists arrive pre-primed by Inumet myths, and their neurobiology reacts by constructing monsters out of ruined walls and shifting evening shadows. Effective haunted houses function by exploiting the biological hardware already installed in our own heads. Zoology explains the auditory evidence. Bhangarh borders the Sariska Tiger Reserve, and the screaming women reported by visitors are actually the nocturnal calls of hyenas, which can sound remarkably like human cries. The Archaeological Survey of India maintains the nighttime restriction to protect visitors from the dangers of apex predators. Entering the park at night puts people at risk of stumbling into the hunting grounds of Bengal tigers and leopards in total darkness. Obsessing over imaginary supernatural threats can lead to ignoring the real biological dangers lurking in the dark. Historical records identified the real cause of Bhangarh's ruin, the horrific Chalisa Famine of 1783. This catastrophic drought forced the surviving population to abandon their homes and search for food and water elsewhere. The city was left to decay naturally over centuries, leaving behind a silent monument to a massive human tragedy. The true history of Bhangarh is a story of agonizing human loss, devoid of any black magic or sorcery. Human psychology often prefers the narrative of a cursed villain over the random cruelty of a natural disaster. A story about a sorcerer makes a chaotic event feel like it has a specific, understandable cause. Modern incentives, like social media algorithms and the local tourist economy, also thrive on keeping the ghost stories alive, as the truth is rarely as viral as a haunting. The scientist Marie Curie suggested that nothing in life is to be feared, only to be understood. Applying history, physics, and psychology makes the invisible ghosts of Bhangarh vanish, leaving behind an incredibly beautiful and perfectly natural ruined city.